Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Mai, and today's video is going to be our Aquarius apartment, the 11th episode of our astrology apartment series, which if you are just tuning in and have no idea what I'm talking about, the astrology apartment series is a little series I have going on where every zodiac season, I make a new apartment for whatever zodiac is aging, I guess. I don't really know what to call it, but anyways, I have made an apartment for Aries. That was my very first one. Continued on to Taurus, Cancer, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and now Aquarius, meaning we are almost at the very end of our series. Next month, I am going to be making a Pisces apartment, and we would have officially come full circle. So a lot of stuff to look forward to. I really can't believe that it's almost been a year now. But I was very excited for this Aquarius apartment because my very best friend in the whole wide world is an Aquarius, and I'm her best friend too. So that's exciting. But yes, my very best friend in the whole wide world is an Aquarius, so I felt like I had quite a good grasp on Aquariuses. They are definitely the most down to earth of all of the air signs, at least in my experience, the ones that I know. I know that zodiac signs are they're not an exact science, but I find that they tend to be fairly accurate. And yeah, I wanted to make this have quite a mix of classic, of modern. I didn't want it to be one or the other. I wanted it to be a harmonious blend of both. And I wanted it to be cozy, but I also wanted there to be room for, a lot of social activity. I think I took a lot of inspiration from my friend's style, and also I have an Aquarius moon, so I feel very close to Aquariuses, so that was also helpful. But powered through the dining room, the kitchen, and are slowly going towards our living room here. And something that I did in this apartment, which I don't have in my other apartments, is separating the kitchen with the living room. Every other apartment in this apartment complex has the exact same layout, the entire kind of open plan thing, and this is, I don't know how we've gotten this far, and this is the first time that I'm actually separating it, but I think that it worked so beautifully in here, and I don't know, made it feel a lot cozier. So I'm super happy with that. And as I'm building, you will see I'm using just the regular old items that we've had for a while, because I built this before we got the kits that just came out, but I actually edited this build after the kits came out. So in the screenshots, you'll see that some of those new items are actually in the game, in the build, but they aren't going to be in it as I'm building, which is kind of funky. You're probably going to see that for the next few builds, because I did pre-record some builds because I'm getting a little bit busy lately. And you'll see that shortly in the next coming weeks. But over here behind the couch, I do place these picture frames, but I actually end up changing it to an art piece from City Living, and I think it looks way better. You will see that in the screenshots, and I think probably in the thumbnail, if I'm going with the thumbnail that I have in my head right now. But yeah, adding a lot of also little clutter items, definitely trying to use a lot of those kind of rounder pieces of furniture. That is inspiration that I'm taking directly from my friend. Her house has those kinds of pieces, and they're really comfortable and really nice. And over here we are working on a gallery wall. When I think of Aquariuses, I definitely think of gallery walls. I think when I think of an Aquarius, I think of like a vintage poster in a modern frame, if that makes sense. I don't know why. And the poster definitely has some kind of like botanical theme going on. That is just kind of, what kind of synesthesia would you call that? But yeah, I definitely put a lot of work into this gallery wall, and I actually am super happy with the result. Later on in the office space that we build, I tried to make another gallery wall, but for some reason it was not working. I was just like all gallery walled out, but it still looks nice what I end up doing. But yeah, this gallery wall I'm particularly happy with. I tried to use, a lot of those vintage items, and the kind of gilded, would you call it? Gilded frames. And I love that tarot the like tarot paintings, art pieces that came with Life and Death. I think those are stunning. And over here in this corner, I'm just trying to fill it up with some kind of artsy pieces. I end up putting this pedestal from Base Game, which I adore, and I was going to put a small one like under it or next to it. You'll see me doing that now, but instead I actually removed that and I just placed this bust from the Artist Studio kit, and I think it looks really nice. Next to the fireplace right now, I'm about to place a little end table. There you see me place a little end table. And actually in post-production, I end up switching that to this new record player that came with, I think, the Secret Sanctuary kit, which was just beautiful. So I put that one in, and in this hallway, I put a couple of bookshelves, which I do end up switching these ones for the Secret Sanctuary bookshelves. I just thought they looked really nice, and I don't know, I just wanted to try adding some more new things in here. And here we are working on our office. I wasn't really sure what kind of career I wanted the sim to have. I did give them a couple of like creative hobby items, so like that easel, and I think I end up placing a guitar later in post-production, and also a lot of books. I felt like they'd be really into books, but in my head they were maybe a teacher, or maybe they were into science as well. I'm not really sure. I don't think that there is a very specific Aquarius career in my head, except I just know that they're all over the place. They're very multi-talented, if you know what I mean. And what I do know for sure is that whatever they are doing, it would be to help others, because they're so kind. I think Aquariuses are some of the kindest people I've ever met, and I'm not just saying that because I have Aquarius in my chart. I genuinely mean it, and not just because my best friend's an Aquarius. I don't know, they're people that they seem like they're just stuck in their own world, you know, like they have a very big imagination, and so you're like, oh, what kind of dream world are you living in? But the dream world that they're living in is like, how can I help others? And I really love that about them. They also are the kind of zodiac sign that need to learn how to be a little bit more selfish, something that I say about Virgos as well. And here I am attempting to make another gallery wall, but as you can see, I'm going off the rails. I was just trying to grab things that I think look pretty. I really wanted to use the tarot card thing again, specifically the one with the sword, because swords are they represent the air element. So I felt like that would be fitting to have the swords up here. But yeah, as you can see, I give up. So instead, I just place 3 of the tarot art pieces and just call it a day and leave it really minimal. But here we are working on our bedroom, and the bedroom turns out looking a little bit different from the rest of the build. Not totally different, but just a little. And yeah, we're just adding a couple of very airy items, because they're an air sign. And here you can see me kind of, I really like the columns that I added. I felt like they gave this space a very kind of regal element, a regal vibe, and I really like that. But then I also use that modern bed and those modern end tables just to kind of, you know, tie all that together. And I actually really love how this room ends up looking, but after I edit it in post-production, I think that I wasn't fully in the zone when I made this bedroom, but afterwards I think that it ends up looking even better. I add in a lot of the items that we just got in the new kits, so I think that that really helped. But for now, we are keeping it pretty simple. I mean, simpler than a lot of the bedrooms that I've built. I think my Scorpio bedroom that I built is like just super elaborate. The Capricorn one as well was just super complicated and everything, but I wanted there to be a lot of space in this room. I don't know, maybe you want to get them a yoga mat so they can do yoga in there. There's definitely the space for that. And I think I end up switching that long mirror that we have next to the sliding door. I think I end up switching that for a bookshelf in post-production. But yeah, I also wanted to add a little bit of seating, something cozy, maybe, you know, while they hang out with friends. I feel like they definitely have sleepovers with their friends. It's a cozy little spot. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of areas in this house to read, so I wouldn't say that it's like the best reading nook, but it's still a cute reading nook. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say that I also add some cat items in post-production because I felt like a cat would be really fitting for this space and for an Aquarius, so I do end up adding little things like that. It also helps kind of fill in a lot of the spaces that we have in here. But yeah, I also put a lot of plants. Like I mentioned before, when I think of an Aquarius, I think of the vintage poster in a modern frame and most likely a botanical poster. So obviously if I think of botanical posters, I need to add botanical items. And I think it also kind of helps add a lot of life into the room or into the apartment. I also should mention that I don't show the furnishing of the bathroom. I end up doing that off camera because it's boring, it's just a bathroom, and I'd rather use our time for other fun things. And the little patio balcony back here actually came together pretty quickly. We have this little telescope. I end up putting a little table as well so you can host your friends, have barbecues. I think that Aquariuses, I think they're introverts, but they're social introverts, so I wanted to give them the chance to, you know, invite the friends that they like over. And yeah, I used, again, a lot of those kind of lighter colors, kept it very airy. And something that I really love about this balcony is that bench that I placed that I feel like I never kind of place often because it's an odd shape. But it looked good out there, and we are in the screenshots, so you can see now all the little additions that I added in the entryway area that I kind of forgot to furnish before. And here we have the very full and cluttered kitchen. I guess it's not super cluttered, there's been more cluttered, but I think it still looks good. And I think you might have seen some of the cat items back there as well. Here we have our living room with all of the extra additions from the new kit, including that new frame TV, which is stunning. I love it so much. I'm going to be using it everywhere. Here we have our hallway with those new bookshelves. Here we have the bathroom that I mentioned with in-suite laundry, not ensuite. Yeah, in-suite laundry, which every apartment in this block has. And here we have our office space that I did change up quite a bit. There were so many items in the new kits that looked perfect in here, so I did edit that quite heavily. Here we have this little hallway that goes into our bedroom, which I absolutely adore. I did change up that vanity space to include some of the new kit items, and I'm just obsessed with the final result. There you can see even that new shelf that came with one of the kits. I honestly could not be happier with the last little touches that I was able to add thanks to all the new little items. And I honestly think this came out pretty accurate for an Aquarius, but of course I'd love to hear what you guys think. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this build as much as I did. Bye buds, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, comment, and share with your friends. Talk to y'all soon. Bye!